We are ready. Penn will be in the dark blue, Texas A&M in the white, and it is Texas A&M controlling the opening tip specifically. Knox has it in her hands. I like the spunk of this Penn team, if you will. I'm interested to see how it translates onto the floor.
Even in warm-ups, we both said that. We looked at each other and we saw their energy, but it's going to be an interesting game. Texas A&M wants this a high-scoring game, and Penn wants to make this a low-scoring game. They're going to milk the shot clock down, 5 to 6 passes like you see right here. They run a lot of flex, Ivy-type stuff.
Shot clock already under 10 on the opening possession. Penn seems in no hurry to go to the basket. Here goes Ross, looks down low, it goes out of bounds, ricochets off number 43, Wokedney. Anna Ross, a junior from Syracuse, New York, second team All-Ivy League this year. And Penn will come out in this full court pressure as well.
And Anna Ross will be a pivotal piece to this Penn team. She's the one that can match up athletically with Texas A&M.
Cooper makes the first bucket of the game. This redshirt senior from Shawnee, Oklahoma. Transfer from Oral Roberts, but a captain on this A&M team. Texas A&M 21-11 this year, 9-7 in the SEC. The first bucket of the game for Penn belongs to Sydney Stepanovich, a senior from St. Louis.
A nice ball movement, Wokedey finding her. Remember, Wokedey chose Penn over Texas A&M. This is an interesting game for her. She went there on an official visit, nearly chose it.
Wokedey, the Ivy League Player of the Year. Stepanovich, who just scored for Penn, was last year's Ivy League Player of the Year. Missed 3, offensive rebound, and Howard tries to stick it back in and does. Good effort by Howard. He's really an all-everything athlete for Texas A&M. Does a little bit of everything for the Aggies.
You know, it was described to us, though, with Texas A&M that this is the island of misfit toys this year. And what they've done with this program, what Gary Blair has done, has been incredible. They were preseason 8th, lost 3 big-time scorers.
Stepanovich again, gets loose and banks it in.
I like the ball movement. That's the patience, and if that's what Penn can do, they're going to control the tempo. They want to keep it in the half-court setting.
Stepanovich has all 4 Penn points. We're tied at 4 here in the opening quarter. UCLA advancing to Monday night. We'll meet the winner of this. Hillsman is fouled on the way to the bucket. We'll have to wait and see who that foul is on. A couple of players in there with hands up. Foul's going to be on Wokedey, and that is her first. So Hillsman will go to the line. Kyla Hillsman, 6'5", junior from Chicago. A dramatic increase in her minutes from last year to this year, and she has made the most of it.
She's been unbelievable between Danny Williams, Hillsman, Curtis Knox. They've had the largest A&M scoring increase in the history of the program, so got to give them a ton of credit.
Gary Blair said she's the most improved player in the SEC this year. And speaking of Gary Blair, he tears up when he talks about this team because, like you said, this was supposed to be an off year for Texas A&M. They were predicted to finish 8th after losing a lot of their production last year. He's had to do a tremendous amount of coaching, he said, this year with this group, and they have responded. This is an overachieving team, and I don't think that's too strong a statement. Foul is on Ross. That is her first, team second. And it'll send Curtis Knox to the free throw line. I
do think that's exciting, though, for a coach, Sam, to be able to really coach. I think it just keeps you sharp. And he's been talked about this season in Texas especially and nationally as, hey, this is his best coaching year of his career. And that's incredible to say when he's won a national championship.
It's one of my favorite national championship pictures is Gary Blair with his head in the rim cutting the net down and sticking his tongue out.
That's him.
Love that photo. Knox makes one of those free throws. And A&M leads 6-4. Gary Blair has been to now 23 NCAA tournaments as head coach.
It looks like A&M here is in the 2-3 zone.
Three-pointer. Nothing but net by Casey Chambers, a senior from Belmar, New Jersey.
They've seen some zone this year, and that's a beautiful job passing.
And Penn has the lead. A 7-6 lead by the Quakers here in the opening quarter.
And this is just a good job, just reversing the basketball. And then the finish, Chambers nailing it when it counts.
Hillsman trying to get up free on Stepanovic, missed the shot. Good hustle by Howard, but it goes out of bounds, and Penn will get it back and a chance to build on their lead.
We'll see how long A&M stays in this zone. I'm a little surprised to see them in the zone, to be honest with you. I thought that they'd probably play that in-your-face defense, but I know Gary Blair has played a lot of zone this year to hide some defensive flaws they've got. They don't go that deep. They don't want people to get in foul trouble. So it's going to be pivotal to make shots.
Penn is 3 for 3. That's the first shot the Quakers have missed. A&M is 2 of 6. Howard faces the basket, now backs in, double pumped, but walked with it. Good post defense by Woketi.
This is a really, we mentioned it, disciplined team. And that starts on the defensive end.
Boy, are they. I mean, they even practice discipline. Coach McLaughlin was saying this team really likes structure. They do the same thing in every practice. So they have a lot of routines that they stick to. That he says this team of such high academic achievers, they like that discipline and routine as opposed to just kind of freewheeling it. They are all business. Williams with the drive. Rebound by Woketi. Whoa, Woketi! A 39% three-point shooter. That's been one of the big improvements in her game, and she knocks down her first.
She's nailed some big ones, and she hit 3 in a row in the Ivy League tournament. That's something she's worked on.
Excellent start by Penn, leading the SEC's Texas A&M Aggies by 4 here in the opening quarter. Shot clock down to 5. A missed shot by Williams.
I like the defensive effort by Penn. That was a 2-3 zone. They're moving, they're active.
Ambitious pass. Stepanovic catches and makes it. Penn is on fire here in the first quarter. 6 points for Stepanovic. 5 of 7 shooting for the Quakers.
That's a nice cross-court pass. They're just passing the ball well, moving it, taking their time and dictating the tempo right now.
Hillsman misses a shot underneath, but the Aggies save the possession.
And here we go again. We're in the half-court setting. Texas A&M wants to run the basketball, but Penn is finding a way to get them in the half court.
Yeah, Coach Blair telling us they want a high-scoring game. Penn will want a low-scoring game, but right now it's Penn up 12-6 here in the opening quarter. Can the Quakers keep shooting like this?
Hey, if they have one of those nights, they sure can. I mean, it's a pretty decent shooting team as we speak of it. Another one by Chambers.
Her second 3. Transfer from Monmouth and has been starting for Penn the last 2 years. And knocks on the floor, misses. And a foul called on Penn. It has been all Penn here so far. The offense of the Quakers, which we wondered whether it would be able to handle A&M. It certainly has. Chambers with 2 3-pointers, and the Quakers lead by 9. ESPN. Penn is on an 11-0 run right now, and Howard can't break that run. Texas A&M is now 0 for its last 8. The coat has come off of Gary Blair, and he may rip his shirt off after that one. Woketi drains another long-distance shot.
Yeah, you know he's not too happy with the start here of his Aggies, and their offense looks stagnant. A little bit too much one-on-one basketball here, and very good defense by Penn to start. And on the other end, they're not really defending bad, but Penn's making shots.
4 of 5 from behind the three-point line. Mike McLaughlin, what a coaching job he's done. The last 4 years have been 4 of the winningest seasons in Penn's history as Cooper makes the free throw. Taylor Cooper didn't crack the starting lineup until the last 11 games.
And you know, Mike McLaughlin told us yesterday that their defense is the thing that's going to keep them in this ball game. It's so far to start, we've seen that. They want to keep it low. We keep saying that in the 40s. It's going to be always starting there.
Penn looking for its first NCAA tournament win. Off to a good start, leading 18-8 here in the opening quarter. Shot clock down to 6. O'Ketty can't get the bank. Knox looked up the floor. Williams wasn't ready. And a turnover will be charged to Curtis Knox, but Williams had her back to her on that pass. Knox is such an impressive young woman. You talked to her yesterday after practice. She leads the nation in assists.
After last year, just averaging 1 point a game. It's been incredible.
Stepanovic gets the shot off. No shot, though. Whistle foul under the basket. And the foul is going to be on Anriel Howard of Texas A&M. And Howard's first, team's first. O'Ketty.
Well, there's a matchup there. O'Ketty's got a size advantage in the paint on Howard.
Well, O'Ketty definitely could play in the SEC. Whoa. Howard up over everyone there. And
she
gets
can
called
sky.
for the foul.
Yeah, she can sky for sure.
Second team foul on the Aggies. Howard's going to head over to the bench. But O'Ketty, we touched on it briefly. She was deciding between Penn and Texas A&M. Ended up going to Penn for academic reasons. Stepanovic knocks down another one for the Quakers. She wanted to attend Penn, but has a lot of fondness for Gary Blair and the Aggies, and definitely could play in the SEC.
Oh, sure. And her dad is the one who's an engineer. He wanted her to go the more academic route. You can really write your own life out when you go Ivy. And she's been tremendous for this team. But she had a great time. She really did. She had a great time at that official visit. She roomed with Hillsman at that official visit. That's why I thought that was an interesting matchup between the two of them.
And she just fouled Hillsman. Gary Blair had a good line yesterday. He said, "My team knows it's not playing a Penn team that's full of McDonald's All-Americans, but they are the ladies that will one day own the McDonald's."
Right, exactly.
So their basketball IQ and their intelligence on the court was of utmost concern to Gary Blair.
And listen, this Penn team, what impresses me a lot is they're third in the nation in fewest turnovers, second in the nation in fewest fouls. That's to UConn. That's a really solid team, very fundamental. They might not be the most athletic team, but they're smart.
Penn is leading by 10. Stepanovic trying to add to that. It's going to lights out first quarter shooting for the Quakers. 8 of 12, including 4 of 6 behind the three-point line.
Stepanovic is getting wide open looks. They've got to find her.
Cooper trying to create. And misses a shot. Lumpkin saved it. A new shot clock for the Aggies. No panic, though, in Texas A&M. Aggies trying to get it under double digits. And again, Hillsman draws the foul. She's going to go to the free throw line. She's already shot 4 free throws here in the opening quarter. 3 of her points have come from the free throw line.
I think that's a key, Sam, is if she can get the post players like Stepanovic and O'Ketty in foul trouble, that's going to change the ball game if those two have to come out of the game. So they're looking to get her the basketball. But she has gotten physically and mentally stronger this year, lost 20 pounds in the offseason. Replaced it with 10 pounds of muscle, but a lot of stamina and strength in this young lady.
Cooper commits the foul on the rebound. Hillsman made 1 of 2. First foul on Cooper. A&M showing full court pressure here. And it works. A turnover on the Quakers.
And A&M will pick and choose their spots to press. They can't press entire games this year because they don't go as deep as they've been.
Lumpkin, good pass to go. Good
nice
ball movement, yeah. A&M can't finish. And a foul on Hillsman getting position for the rebound. Hillsman, though, has contributed from the free throw line, 4 points from the free throw line. In fact, the Aggies, 7 of their 11 points have come from the free throw line.
Yeah, they've been pounding it inside and getting to the basket. I think that's the key to getting to the line. And Penn has just hit a lot of outside shots, so they're not getting to the line. But they continue to shoot the way they've been shooting, and they've got to keep taking them.
Yeah, just be a question of whether they continue to shoot like this and how long the Aggies will miss. Shot clock down to 7, final seconds of the first quarter as well, and Cooper comes out and commits a second straight foul.
I like Anna Ross. I like her at the point. She's very athletic, controlling this game, not turning it over. I think A&M's used to turning teams over.
Anna Ross, the free throw line. Another player that when we looked at this roster, we were told could play in the SEC. She is a very athletic, second team All-Ivy League.
Listen, she gets in and out of spots quickly, leads them in assists.
Good hustle there by Lumpkin. Aggies will try to get a shot off here to end the quarter. Nice pass! And a fantastic finish by Hillsman. And Gary Blair will hope that that fires the Aggies up and carries over into the second quarter. The Aggies faced a red-hot Quaker team in the first 10 minutes of basketball as Penn leads it 21-13, shooting 8 of 13.
Right now in Penn's favor.
A&M, though, has missed 11 of their last 12 shots, and I just cannot believe that's going to continue, Julianne. But Penn is on fire. Anna Ross with 4 points buries another three-pointer. And a turnover on the Aggies.
They continue to defend and make shots. It's a simple equation. And A&M is shaky right now. They don't look like the team that we've seen throughout the season. Making some bad passes, some bad decisions.
Doesn't take an Ivy League degree to figure that one out, right?
No, not at all. They're just not playing their game right now.
Ross again.
And Penn's taking it to them. I mean, they are attacking them.
Penn has doubled the score on A&M. We're in the second quarter. The winner moves on to face UCLA. This is part of the Bridgeport region. Knox with the miss. Syracuse and UConn play Monday night as part of this region as well. That's in Storrs, Connecticut, a rematch of the national championship last year. And another Aggie turnover. A couple of turnovers here on the last 2 possessions for the Aggies. Three-pointer in and out.
Wow, that was down.
Brzezowski almost buried it.
Listen, this is the 3rd NCAA tournament appearance in 4 years for this Penn team. This is a team that's not just happy to be here. They were maybe the first time around, but they're here to win. They have no intimidation.
They haven't won a game in the NCAAs yet, though. This would be a first. In fact, it would be only the 3rd NCAA tournament win by an Ivy League school if they could hang on, but we have got so long before that is a reality.
A lot of ball to play.
Incredible start to this game. Stepanovic knocks down another one, and Gary Blair takes a timeout. She is the first player in double digits tonight. Penn has continued its hot shooting here to start the second quarter. 8:10 left to play in the second quarter, and Stepanovic now up to 10 points. 108 straight wins. And again, the winner from here at UCLA will go on to face the winner of that region in Storrs, Connecticut.
What a season it's been, though. With Gino, all those wins, and you've got Tara Vanderveer reaching her 1,000th win. It's just been some year. Kelsey Plum breaking the record.
Cold shooting continuing. The Aggies now 3 of 20. This is a good night to have that Watch ESPN app or logging on your computer, because
there are a million games going on.
Washington's struggling right now, another Pac-12 school. Kelsey Plum plays for Washington, obviously. And O'Kedney. Well, Kedney knocks it down. Ivy League Player of the Year.
And last year, Stepanovic was the Ivy League Player of the Year and the Defensive Player of the Year. So they've got basically 2 Player of the Years on this roster.
Well, Kedney up to 6 points now. Hillsman muscles it up and in.
And that's what she's got to do. She's got to command the basketball deep in the lane. She can catch it that deep. She'll be able to score over Stepanovic.
Hillsman is the leading scorer for the Aggies. She has 8 points. 4 of them have come from the free throw line. Still a doubled up score. Penn up 30-15 here in the second quarter.
But the Aggies shooting 15%. This could be a worse scorer.
Shot clock at 5. Ross, quick release, barely got the rim. And Howard lets it go. Cooper. That's a three-pointer. Cooper just behind the line, a 43% three-point shooter. That's her first 3.
And Gary Blair always called her the fixer when she used to come off the bench. She's got the ability to come in and give a spark.
And a foul on Knox. A reminder coming up on the Northwestern Mutual halftime report. A breakdown of that Montana State and Washington game. Montana State hanging in there with the Huskies. Get the update on that with Maria Taylor and the group. Hampton and Duke going on in Cameron Indoor right now. And big battle, California number 9 seed against number 8 seed LSU, a Pac-12 SEC matchup. That's the Northwestern Mutual halftime report. Cooper in transition. It was a good shot. Howard with the offensive rebound.
That's no surprise. Howard's averaging 10 boards a game. You've got to put a body on her.
Hillsman. And the Aggies starting to look better offensively. She's got 10 points now. Penn will take a timeout. Mike McLaughlin jumps up and takes a timeout after that Hillsman bucket. Any reason for you to think why A&M cannot get right back in this?
Right now they're just taking their time and they're making good decisions and they're not turning the ball over. The last couple possessions they've gotten some stops and then it starts there and then you get to the offensive end and got to keep getting the ball to Hillsman. Hillsman has to get a lot of touches. Got that inside-outside game.
Well, in the last 90 seconds, A&M has scored 7 unanswered points to cut this lead down to 10. It was 15 a few moments ago at 30-15. Again, Texas A&M was picked to finish 8th in the SEC this year. Tremendous job to win 20 games for the 12th straight season. Aggies have won 9 of their last 10 first-round games in the NCAA tournament and have now made 12 straight. That's the 8th longest streak in the country. Stepanovic, boy, she's been on fire.
She's killing Hillsman.
6 of 8, and she's got 12 points.
Hillsman is giving her space, and Stepanovic likes that little 15-foot jumper. You have got to be there on time, and that's what happens if you're 6'3" forward and you can shoot.
She's already over her average, 11 points a game. Stepanovic's uncle played in the NBA. She's from St. Louis, a senior. It's a very veteran Penn team. That's another thing that the Quakers have in their favor.
Yeah, they don't get rattled. This is a team that's been pulling out wins this year.
Hillsman offensive board. Hillsman has been the difference maker for A&M. She's really kept them in the game to this point.
And Williams needs to get going. I mean, she's a player they've relied on all season.
32-20, Penn leading by 12 here in the second quarter. UCLA a winner earlier tonight, absolutely dominating Boise State.
Penn State here, or Penn with some good ball movement.
Good defense by Knox. Shot clock at 6. Stepanovic, she's only missed 2 shots, and that continues. 7 of 9.
And Stepanovic just finding a groove, and they're getting her the basketball. Hillsman is struggling with her. Got to be there on the catch.
A 14-point Penn lead. Knox trying to create something at short. Another offensive board by Howard. Cooper, a deep 3. And Knox runs it down.
Nice job running down the offensive rebound. You get the second chance here, extra possession.
Third offensive possession on this trip down for A&M. Stepanovic breaks it up, and Howard again. What hustle by Howard.
She's been unbelievable. She's all over the floor. And that's what happens.
Jasmine Lumpkin with the bucket inside, her first point.
It all started with Howard. That hustle after hustle.
34-22 now in the final 3 minutes of the half. Stepanovic, that's a little outside the range she's been shooting from. She's now 7 of 10 in the first half. Stepanovic will be staying in the Philadelphia area, already has a job lined up in commercial real estate. Howard.
She's trying to be aggressive, but she's not able to get some good looks at the rim. It's happened a few times. Penn's defense is really giving them trouble.
So if you're A&M, what kind of adjustments are you going to try to make here at the half? How do you get refocused?
I think you've got to truly take control of the tempo. They've got to find a way to rebound and run. They've got to make shots, though. They're not getting very good looks, and they're getting caught up in one-on-one basketball.
7 of 30 is A&M shooting-wise. 1 of 5 behind the three-point line. They have shot free throws well, 7 of 10. Penn, on the other hand, has only shot 2 free throws the whole half.
They've got to find a way to speed the game up. 22 points right now, and it's almost halftime. That's not going towards their favor.
Good bucket by Knox. A&M averages 70 points per game. Penn averages 61 points per game. But again, Gary Blair told us, he said, we need a high-scoring game, they need a low-scoring game. And so far, it's the low-scoring game. Good steal and defense by Howard.
I think the tough part, too, for A&M is that they haven't forced a ton of turnovers. Penn doesn't turn it over. And a lot of times you can get easy baskets and run by forcing turnovers, and they haven't been able to do that against such a disciplined Penn team.
Penn's had 5 turnovers, and A&M has scored once off those 5 turnovers. Under a minute to play in the opening half. The Ivy League champion, Penn Quakers, have had their way with the SEC's Texas A&M Aggies so far. Still a whole half of basketball to be played, however. And with the talent level A&M has, it'll be interesting to see if Gary Blair can make some adjustments that'll have an impact in the second half. Well, the NCAA Wrestling Championship concludes tonight in St. Louis. Catch the championship finals at 8 Eastern on ESPN and watch ESPN. Special off-the-mat coverage on ESPN3. Visit NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships.
I'll tell you what, this Anna Ross has some handles. She can handle the basketball. Very poised team. They've got ice in their veins, and you can tell they're focused this first half.
Ross going for her 8th point of the half. 3 rebounds and 4 assists as well. A complete half. And she does get that 8th point. She averages 9 a game. So Penn having some players that are playing way above their normal average. Shooting way above their normal average. It's been a perfect start to the NCAA tournament for the Quakers.
Again, they've got nothing to lose, and they're playing like it.
Under 10 seconds to play in the half. Williams. Howard had the rebound, but no shot by A&M. Penn has played about as well as the Quakers could have hoped for here to start the NCAA tournament. Mike McLaughlin and the Quakers starting on fire, leading the SEC's Texas A&M Aggies 36-24. So how does A&M get back in this? It's just a 12-point deficit.
Well, I think that's the positive thing, Sam, here, is that they're only down 12 points, and they could not have played worse, in my opinion. They couldn't have shot worse than they shot in the first half. So for them, they have to try to push the tempo, get this game flowing. They've got to make some shots, and it starts on the defensive end. And Stepanovic had an incredible half. She got way too open, 14 points. She was killing Hillsman in the paint.
7 of 10 shooting individually for Stepanovic. A&M has the basketball to begin the second half. And right away a turnover. Penn has never won an NCAA tournament basketball game. The Ivy League as a conference has not fared all that well either. It would only be the 3rd Ivy League win if somehow Penn could hang on. But A&M has so much talent, competes in such a tough league night in and night out. The odds are you have to think A&M is going to find a way to at least get back in this and make it very competitive.
I would be shocked if they didn't. That's why I think these first few minutes are pivotal for A&M to come out strong here, make a few shots, get that confidence going, because they shot so poorly in the first half.
Good rebound by Hillsman. Cooper, quick shot, misses. And A&M will keep the basketball. Williams knocks it in. Danny Williams, 2nd team All SEC, 6th in the league in scoring this year, 17 points per game, but she's only got 5.
Yeah, she has to get going. I mean, she didn't play much last year. Actually, the last few years she hasn't, or the last couple years, because she played behind Courtney Walker last year as a freshman. Got a lot more time this season and has stepped up big and hasn't gotten going yet.
Stepanovic misses her first shot of the second half. Remember, she was 7 of 10 shooting in this first half. Missed her first shot of the second half. UCLA a winner earlier tonight, beating Boise State. The winner of this will play UCLA on Monday. Connecticut and Syracuse play on Monday as well. The winners will meet in the Sweet 16 next weekend. It's part of the Bridgeport Regional. Howard with 7 on the shot clock gets the roll.
She hesitated to shoot that. She made it though. She's got to shoot with confidence.
Howard has 4 points and the Aggies are within 8. Ross charging at the basket. Good defense there by Cooper. 3 is on the way and it is nothing but net. As that is just buried by number 14 for Penn, Brzezowski.
She's a 3-point specialist. That's what she does well. Got to know your scout and get out there. Spreads the floor.
She always came off the bench. Hillsman with the bank. Brzezowski had been coming off the bench, but when Laura Whitlatch, one of the better Penn players, tore her ACL earlier this year, that was in January, she became a starter. And that's another storyline. Penn is without one of their starters. Here's another 3. Good! 2 in a row for Brzezowski.
Really nice execution by Penn.
And that pushes the lead back out to 12. Howard chipping away.
A lot of one-and-done situations here. Quick shots selection by Texas A&M.
I think Brzezowski should have taken that shot.
Yeah, with the way she's shot the last couple.
She gave it up to Roquetti. Williams. Yeah, Williams has just had a tough time getting going here. Williams just 2 of 14 shooting. And she's a 40% field goal shooter. Ross.
She didn't have that in her hand.
A nice move. Roquetti muscling it up and in, and once again, Penn is on one of these scoring runs.
Roquetti with the offensive board, and then the turnover. And the momentum is Penn's once again to start this half. And Roquetti here recognizes, hey, it's going to be short, puts herself in a position, and she has the size advantage on Howard.
Well, similar to the first half, Julianne, Penn starts hitting some shots and A&M begins to commit some turnovers.
And the shooting is contagious for Penn. I mean, you can tell this team looks ready to go, and it's certainly rubbing off on one another. Just like missing's contagious, Sam. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
Yeah, that's unfortunately what's happened to A&M. A foul called on Howard. As Roquetti got loose. Second foul on Howard. Team's first. Roquetti, that's a 2. Just inside the three-point line.
But they're getting everything they want right now, Sam. I mean, every shot. Lots of 10, 15-footers, and they're making them. I'd like to see A&M get more disruptive on the defensive end.
Penn is 4 of 9 shooting so far here in the third quarter. But most of those misses were early. A 16-point Quaker lead.
Good patience.
Roquetti, this is a 3.
But I really like about Penn's offense, they're setting lots of screens. They cut really hard. They set a lot of flex screens. And sometimes A&M gets caught up. They know how to read the screens as well. Very smart group.
It's an 8-0 run right now being enjoyed by Penn. Williams, and her shooting woes continue. Again, it's not a case of A&M not getting shots. The Aggies just simply have not made them tonight, and Penn has. And the result is a 16-point Penn lead. Texas A&M continuing to struggle shooting tonight against a red-hot Penn Quaker team out of the Ivy League. And the Quakers have a 16-point lead here with 4:06 left to play in the third quarter. Again, a look at Mike McLaughlin in his 8th season as the head coach of Penn. The fastest coach in NCAA women's basketball history to win 400 games. He's had 25 wins in his first 14 seasons as a head coach. A 15-time Conference Coach of the Year. And he's done a magnificent job so far with the Quakers to get ready for the SEC's Texas A&M Aggies.
He's perfect for this program. He's a disciplined kind of guy and coach. He knows how to coach these girls, and he's done a really nice job with them. I like his style. It's a fundamentally sound group. It's funny because he said to us yesterday, just because we're the smart players, smart in the classroom doesn't mean we're always smart on the court, but in my opinion, we're pretty smart on the court.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they've played a masterful game so far. 13 points for Roquetti now.
And this is about to be a 20-point game. This is unbelievable.
Hillsman, no foul. Good defense by Stepanovic. Ross pushing it. The three, no good. Penn on a 10-0 run right now.
Remember, two teams on a neutral floor, that really helps matters. I'm a fan of it.
A&M, though, this year, a 44% shooting team. But tonight, just can't make one. There's Howard missing. She'll follow it and misses the second.
There's a lid on the basket.
Texas A&M really struggling shooting, 25%. And again, they average 44% for the season.
But you really have to give some credit to the defense of Penn. They have done a nice job. That's what's going to keep them up.
Texas A&M, though, has taken 44 shots. Penn's only taken 37, now 38.
I do think they've done a good job, though, disrupting A&M's shot. I mean, a lot of their shots have been not the greatest looks.
A&M 0 for its last 7. Approaching the final 90 seconds of the third quarter. Knox. Williams knocks it down. Boy, they need Williams to get going. 8 points now for Williams, but she is leading the team with 17 a game on average.
Hasn't gotten a lot of looks. And she's has to do well for them to continue to climb back here.
A 15-point lead for the Quakers. Stepanovic gets loose on the backdoor cut, and Wilketti finds her.
So smart, so smart. They are having fun out there. You recognize there's a backcourt. Got Hillsman on you really tight.
Brzezowski with the foul. Let's go back to this.
And this is a nice job. Stepanovic realizing, hey, Hillsman is coming up. She's overplaying me. I'm going to go backdoor, and that help side, Williams wasn't there on the help side to help and drop down. What a smart play. If you're being overplayed, it's the little things like that you've got to do when you're the less athletic team. I know that from experience. I always played on that type of team.
You played at Marist, and you guys had a nice run when you played.
Yeah, we did. We had a great run, Sweet 16 run my sophomore year, and we certainly weren't expected to win. We weren't the most athletic team.
Lumpkin gets blocked by Wilketti. How did you approach that, Juliana, as a mid-major program? I guess similar to what Penn faces, coming in against a major school like Texas A&M. You got to have some self-belief, but how do you go into a game like that?
You just have to have some swag and confidence in yourself, and you've got nothing to lose. I played free, we all did, and we were taken lightly, to be honest.
5 seconds on the shot clock. We've got a whistle, 10 on the game clock, 4 on the shot clock now. Scott Osborne making a foul call. And the foul is going to go against Texas A&M. It's going to be on Hillsman, her second. Second round coverage of the men's Division I basketball championship continues tonight on CBS, TBS, TNT. For more information and game times, go to ncaa.com. Wilketti makes the first. And makes both free throws to build the lead for Penn. Final 10 seconds of the third quarter. And almost a steal by Ashley Russell.
What hustle. Penn is just feeling good right now. They're all over the floor. They're just playing with a lot of heart.
6.5 seconds left. A&M can get a shot off here. Knox stumbles, and that's because she's fouled. And the foul is going to be called on Ashley Russell. Brian Hall making the call. No free throws, though. First foul on Russell. 3 seconds to get that last shot off. And Knox, no shot. She's fouled by Ross before the shot.
Well, she bailed her out. I mean, that was a tough shot anyway. No continuation?
Well, let's see. They're discussing it. Our officials, Brian Hall.
Yeah, he counted it. I was going to say, that should count.
So the basket will count, and the free throw will be shot as well. Knox drew the contact. Smart play by Knox.
This is a great job. She has good body control and draws the foul. Not something you want to do with 1.8 on the clock.
Mike McLaughlin doesn't like the call. And Brian Hall explaining it to him. He's not buying it.
But he thought it was on the floor, but you know what? It's a tough call. I even said, well, it could have been a continuation.
So Knox gets credit for the basket. She'll have a free throw here. 1.8 seconds left. That gets stuck in between the rim and the backboard. It's automatic possession switch. So now 1.8 seconds left for Penn to get a shot. And Penn will not attempt a final shot. So we have played 3 quarters, and Penn is standing strong. Brzezowski hit a couple of threes in a row in that quarter. And Woketty came on strong as well. Let's take a look at the Capital One impact performance.
How about the play of Sydney Stepanovic? She has been so heady today, just reading the defense well and finding her open shots, and she's been nailing them. I mean, she's such a gamer today. She's having fun out there, and they're really looking for her. She's just stepped up with so much confidence. 16 points, 2 blocks. She is the best shot blocker in Ivy League history.
Again, Stepanovic, a senior from St. Louis. She'll be staying in the Philadelphia area, however, to work in commercial real estate upon graduation this spring.
She's not the most athletic player, but she's bright out on the floor. She knows how to get open, and they find her. She's a big girl.
Stepanovic, 6'3", and a muscled-in shot by the Aggies.
Now you see the full court pressure. This is what I expected we might have seen earlier.
Hillsman got that bucket. This is it for A&M. And there's a long 2 by Ashley Russell. Highly rated recruit coming out of high school, tore her ACL playing lacrosse, but was able to continue on and come to Penn and has made a contribution. Chambers commits the foul, her first. Texas A&M, this has been a year that they were not expected to do much, and they've overachieved. They played way above the expectations.
Nice positioning. It did look like a foul.
And they do not want this run to come to an end. Texas A&M 21-11, Penn 22-7. Penn is a number 12 seed. A&M a 5 seed. The winner plays UCLA on this floor Monday night. Stepanovic with a body at her feet.
She cannot miss. She's been on fire.
Foul is on Hillsman. And the bucket counted.
Bucket counts, you get the ball back as the foul is off the ball.
So
same time, exact same time.
So this could be a big offensive possession for Penn. Stepanovic again. Again, she makes it.
She has really shown Hillsman who's boss tonight.
20 points for Stepanovic. She's 10 of 16 shooting. In her wildest dreams when she woke up this morning, do you think she could have anticipated having a game like this?
Probably not, but you know she believed it. At any given night.
What a dream come true for Stepanovic so far.
Her numbers have gone down a little this season. Last season a little bit higher, but she's still been consistent all year, and the defense has been impressive here. This is the 3rd in the nation in scoring defense. They've held opponents to 60 points or less the last 7 years.
Howard gets fouled, and the foul I think is going to go on Stepanovic. No, it's on Woketty. That's her 3rd foul, Woketty. A reminder, the NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One continues Sunday, tomorrow at noon Eastern on ESPN2. Second round, Ohio State will take on Kentucky, a 5 and 4 seed from Lexington. It'll stream live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN.
I'm excited
looking forward to that one, yeah. See what Matthew Mitchell's Kentucky team can do at home against Ohio State.
And Kelsey Mitchell has been unbelievable this season. They've done a tremendous job. It's going to be a good game.
It's at noon Eastern tomorrow on ESPN2. Ross breaking the press. Out of bounds off Penn. It'll be A&M basketball.
A&M doing what they can to up the tempo here. It may be too little too late.
It's a 19-point lead right now. Just over 8 minutes to play. The problem is, I mean, mathematically it's possible, but the momentum of this game has just been so far in Penn's favor. And a foul on Stepanovic.
Yeah, exactly right. Penn has controlled the tempo from the tip.
It's the third foul on Stepanovic. Here it is.
Hillsman here with a nice post-up effort, and Stepanovic maybe leans in just slightly. Hillsman is tough in the paint. She really is.
Hillsman has been the top offensive performer for A&M tonight. She's the only player in double figures for the Aggies. That's her 15th point. Hillsman averages 16 a game.
She's seen a lot of double teams this year. I think for her to get to that next level, to learn how to pass a little better out of the double teams. But she's understood how to use her strength and seal someone off inside.
The lead is 17 now. Hillsman with a steal. Knox. Back to Hillsman. And another score.
Good job by Knox. That's a terrific effort. You can turn this team over. It's not an easy thing to do.
Aggies coming out with a lot of intensity right now. Can they stop the Quakers? Howard with a rebound. The miss by Russell. Knox. And another offensive board.
You see the energy suddenly arise in A&M.
They just can't make shots, Julianne. And Hillsman again with the miss, but she'll go to the free throw line this time, where she has been able to score. She's 6 of 8 from the line.
She's been battling inside. She's doing what she can. And again, off of an offensive rebound, there's the foul. That was a touch foul.
Second foul on Russell.
I didn't even see it, barely.
Hillsman 6 of 8 from the free throw line, now 7 of 9. But they have taken 54 shots tonight, Gary Blair's Aggies, compared to 45 for Penn. Problem is they've only made 15 of them. And contrast that with Penn, they've made 23 of their 45. Cooper will check back in for the Aggies and replace Hillsman, who gets a break. The Aggies have cut the lead to 13, and a timeout taken by the Penn bench as Coach McLaughlin felt his Quakers were in trouble. Penn is up. Can they hang on? 7:08 remaining to pull off the upset. Very interesting to watch both these teams as they came away from their coaches. Both teams were in passionate huddles as they discussed the end of this game. You could just feel how much it means to both of these teams to win this game.
Listen, there is a lot of time left here on the clock, so anything can happen. You see Texas A&M has stepped up their energy. Full court pressure has really hurt Penn the last few possessions.
A&M is on an 8-0 run, and Woketti really had no option there other than to foul unless she wanted to give Cooper the easy bucket. And Woketti with her 4th foul. This would be huge if she fouled out.
It would change the game.
And she denied the basket. And Cooper misses the free throw. So I guess it was a good foul. She has 4 now. Well, the road to the Frozen Four ice is up tomorrow. 2017 NCAA Hockey Selection Special presented by Northwestern Mutual at noon Eastern on ESPNU, and watch ESPN. Good defense by A&M. Howard loses it out of bounds, but the Aggies swarming the Quakers there.
Well, they're doing all they can do to make it difficult for the Quakers to get it up the floor. High pressure. You've got to be able to break the press here.
It is a 12-point Penn lead. Ross set to throw it in for Penn. Penn, the champions of the Ivy League, a 12 seed. Howard with the interception.
Excellent defense by A&M, denying everywhere. There was nowhere to throw that basketball.
With a 3, A&M can get below double digits. Hillsman misses the layup. And Woketi comes out of the pack with a rebound.
It's a big stop right there.
Lumpkin defending Ross.
Good ball handling.
And good defense. Stepanovic.
A&M has certainly amped the defense up.
Just need to make shots. Howard.
Howard's had a rough night.
Hillsman. She's been the most consistent offensive performer for the Aggies. She's got 22 points now. That's the only Aggie, Julianne, in double figures. We never would have predicted that.
Now, nobody else doing anything on offense besides Hillsman. It's been the big problem. Williams has been shut down. Howard.
The lead is 10 for Penn. A contact away from the ball. As Scott Osborne comes in and makes the call against Williams. It's the second team foul on the Aggies. Chambers pulls it out. Ross harassed by Lumpkin.
Really good defense.
Shot clock under 10. Coach McLaughlin telling Penn to go to the basket. And responding is Chambers, but she misses and Williams gets the rebound. A&M can get this to under double digits with a bucket here.
Missed a chippy. You really want to get that one back.
Williams. The Aggies have another chance at it. 4:45 left to play. Aggies trailing by 10. Knox with a miss.
It's a tough shot.
Knox gets the steal and misses again. A&M has struggled all night to find the bottom of the net.
There's been such a lid on that basket. You couldn't have asked for two better shots there.
They are 16 of 60 tonight shooting. 1-6 of 6-0. Penn a little over 4 minutes from their first ever NCAA tournament win. Can they hang on?
A&M looks rusty to me. And I know the SEC tournament was a while ago, and we were talking to some of the players yesterday at practice, and Howard was saying it's been a while since we played the game, and it's sort of showing right now.
They were excited to be playing in a game. Gary Blair said he's had to do a lot of coaching with this group this year, and he's really going to have to turn it on here as Penn continues to lead this game. A 10-point lead with 3:48 left to play. Texas A&M cheer section there trying to get the Aggies fired up here, the yelling Aggies. Gary Blair, one of the legends in coaching in college basketball, a women's basketball Hall of Famer.
He's seen it all.
He has spoke so glowingly of this team this year.
I think he's had the most fun coaching this group that he's had in quite some time.
Williams calmly strokes both free throws. The lead is 8 for Penn. Full court pressure by the Aggies. Wilketti, who was recruited by A&M. If you're Penn right now, do you change anything? How do you approach this last 3 minutes, Julianne?
I think you can't play not to lose in a situation like this. You've got to continue to do what you've been doing. Take good shots, don't force anything, but you've got to continue to be assertive.
Ross misses that shot. Williams doesn't get the roll. Howard with another offensive rebound. She's been everywhere tonight.
And that's been a problem for Penn right now. I think the last few minutes actually, they haven't rebounded as well, and they've turned it over against the pressure.
Foul on Williams. I mean, it's really gut check time for both teams for different reasons, isn't it?
Absolutely. There's a lot of pressure on Texas A&M. This is their 12th consecutive tournament, so they've been here. The nation's 8th longest active streak of reaching the tournament, and the 16th longest of all time. So this is a team that's been here. But Penn has no pressure on them. They're seeking their first win of the tournament. They're hungry, and they're playing like it tonight.
But at this point, Julianne, this is where the pressure does get to you. This is where you do have something to lose. You're 2:45 away.
You've been up the whole game.
Yeah, from beating an SEC team. Now we'll find out if the Quakers can hang on. They have never won an NCAA tournament game. They've only scored 6 points this quarter. Shot clock at 7, and a foul called on Lumpkin as she went for the steal.
You see the pressure, though, is starting to bother Penn, and you don't want them. They don't want to get caught dribbling around too much up top here. This has been happening quite a bit, and there is a little reaching foul there. That's been a point of emphasis all season long. They don't allow any touching and grabbing when you're facing the basket.
Second foul on Lumpkin.
It's not good screening for Penn. They're lucky they didn't turn that one over.
Brzezowski saves it for the Quakers. The Quakers 2:25 away from their first NCAA tournament win in history. A shoe is off, and it belongs to Williams, 12 in white. Brzezowski throws it off the floor.
Wow, I've never seen that.
Chambers falls to the court, tied up. Williams should get her shoe back.
She threw that far.
Yeah, Brzezowski reached over, grabbed the shoe, and flipped it into the stands. Here it is. See, there's the shoe on the floor. Williams goes back to play defense when she realizes she can't put it back on, and that's when Brzezowski threw it.
She knew it was an A&M shoe, so she's like, hey, I'm going to chuck this sucker. Maybe somebody will play with one shoe the whole time.
Throw it out of the arena, right?
That was funny.
Williams back in action now. 2:11 to play. 9 on the shot clock here. And Wilketti is fouled.
Increased pressure, but then again, A&M is fouling. And they go to the line here. It's the 5th foul.
Foul was on Lumpkin. That's her 3rd. And so now Penn in the bonus. Wilketti going to the free throw line. She'll have 2 here. Wilketti 15 points a game, 9 rebounds a game, 3 blocks per game. The Ivy League Player of the Year. A unanimous all first teamer in the Ivy League.
66% free throw shooter.
She's a junior. She'll be back next year.
The big loss for them will be Stepanovic next year. They've got a lot of other players coming back.
They'll lose Chambers as well. Knox looking inside. Hillsman and one.
It's a big bucket.
Hillsman with her 24th point will go to the line to try to make it 25 and further reduce this lead.
Hillsman has single-handedly kept this team in the ball game, and she's done a lot in the second half here, commanding the basketball, sealing off Stepanovic and forcing fouls. She's done a tremendous job.
That was the 4th foul on Stepanovic. So now Penn has Stepanovic and Woketi, each with 4 fouls. There are 2 leading scorers.
She really understands how to use her body and strength.
Our officials having a conversation.
I remember too, Hillsman 6th nationally in field goal percentage. And that's the highest single season percentage in A&M history. You might have even mentioned that in the first half, but she's got to continue to get touches.
2nd in the SEC in that category. Gary Blair talking to Julie Cromenhoek. Hillsman at the line. It is a 6-point Penn lead. Penn has not scored in almost 7 minutes.
It's been a defensive effort by A&M here. And that's
a timeout taken by Chambers at half court. Good heads-up play by Chambers as she had nowhere to go.
Yeah, tough spot to be. Really tough spot to dribble. But what an effort by Texas A&M. They are full court pressing. And Penn's having a tough time breaking it.
So we are in UCLA in the Bridgeport region. Here's that last possession. The winner moves on to face UCLA Monday night. Chambers gets caught here.
Swarming. I mean, they are swarming Chambers, double teaming. It's exactly where you don't want to go on the floor if you're on offense. Try to stay to the middle and try to beat the press with a pass if possible. Moves quicker than the dribble.
Both teams in the bonus. Stepanovic and Woketi each have 4 fouls for Penn. Possession arrow belongs to Texas A&M. 1:51 left to play. Penn's basketball at midcourt. Stepanovic double team. And Woketi attacks the glass and misses.
That was a layup you needed in a situation like that.
Howard gets the rebound and Texas A&M takes a timeout. Gary Blair taking a timeout. We'll go to the clipboard here and draw something up for the Aggies. Here's that miss by Woketi.
They haven't been able to score in a long time. Over 7 minutes at this point, and it's been the full court pressure of Texas A&M. So a situation like that, now A&M gets the ball back. They're going to look to get a quick score, but it's going to be a 2-possession ball game if they score here.
Again, A&M has 2 more timeouts left. Penn has 1 timeout left. Possession arrow belongs to the Aggies, both teams in the bonus. But 2 of Penn's best players each have 4 fouls. Stepanovic and Woketi, that's 13 in blue and 43 in blue.
They're going to tap them. They're going to get the ball to Hillsman as they've been doing.
Hillsman with 25 points tonight. Howard has 16 rebounds as well. 90 seconds left in regulation. Knocks it down.
Big time shot.
A 4-point Penn lead.
And there's the double team, and you're in a bad spot again.
It will stay with Penn.
Ross has to know not to go to that part of the floor.
A&M is on an 18-1 run right now, trailing by 4 with 1:11 left to play. Penn has led wire to wire in this game. Penn has never won an NCAA tournament game.
Got a minute here to go.
Brzezowski swatted out of bounds by Howard. The rebounding and defense of Howard have been such a factor for A&M.
And you're starting to see the athleticism kick in for A&M, that factor that we didn't see a lot of in the first half.
Bodies on the floor in the lane. Woketi short. Chambers misses. The shot clock expired. So no shot. Chambers wanted a foul, but the shot clock had expired.
Yeah, never hit the rim.
So A&M will have the ball back, trailing by 4, 51.2 seconds left. Gary Blair takes one of his last 2 remaining timeouts. So each team now with a timeout left, 51.2 seconds left to play.
And you know, Gary Blair calling up a quick hitter here. We'll see if Penn picks up the pressure. They may press somewhat. Get a quick 2. I don't know if I'd go for the 3 at this point just because they haven't shot the ball well from out there.
And if you're Penn right now, what is Mike McLaughlin telling the Quakers?
You need to stop. I mean, I think that's the bottom line. You need a stop. There's no other way around it here. And you don't want to foul them and let them get an and one. That could be the worst situation possible, is to allow an and one situation here.
Remember, Wilketti and Stepanovic, 13 and 43 there, have 4 fouls each.
You can.
A&M trailing by 4.
They advance the basketball here.
It should be a set play run by the Aggies. Knox off the back of the rim. Howard fights for the rebound. And officials are going to have a conference here as to what the call is.
Well, Knox had a wide open shot.
It will be Penn's basketball.
The missed bucket here.
And Howard.
Ooh, it's close. They're reviewing it, but it looked like it went off Howard.
It's called off on Howard. The original ruling was Penn's basketball, but our officials wisely checking that at half court. And it gives both coaches an extra moment to spend with their teams, 41.4 seconds left.
It didn't look like it was Howard, but at least they can review it here.
Yeah, that's even seeing that, that's a tough call.
It was tough. It really was. And for them to reverse it, it's got to be fairly obvious. But they're gonna look at it for a while. Let's look at it from this angle. Ooh.
So Brzezowski and Howard.
It's a tough call.
The original call was Penn ball.
I do think it was off Howard, but we'll see.
Well, what a game this has been, and what a finish. Another look at this, because it means so much at this stage, doesn't it? Whose ball this is.
Ooh. It sure does, because then if it's A&M's ball here, they get the ball back for another 30 seconds to score. They got to score quickly.
I don't know.
I don't know. I honestly, the more I look at it,
I think it's off of Brzezowski. I think her hand comes over. Yeah, and that's what the call is.
It's A&M ball. Yeah. Wow.
It will be A&M's ball. Brzezowski just out-touched Howard, got the inside position in the hands, and a break for A&M, because originally the ruling went the other way.
That was a tough call.
Aggies down by 4, 41.4 seconds left. Williams, a deep 3, good! Danny Williams makes it a 1-point game. Danny Williams has brought the Aggies to within 1, 36.2 seconds left. The clock has stopped. Officials again checking the tape.
How about the depth of that 3?
No question on whether or not it was a 3. Not sure what the officials are looking at the moment, but they stopped action right away. Danny Williams, the leading scorer for the Aggies, has come on here in the second half. She now has 13 points, but none bigger than that.
She's got guts, really. Hasn't had the best shooting night of her life, but oh my goodness, the most important shot of the day.
Penn has not scored in the last 8 minutes and 23 seconds, almost an entire quarter without a bucket.
And you've got to give so much credit to the Aggies for stepping up the defensive pressure. That's what did it. And, you know, we talked to Gary Blair about the pressure situation yesterday at practice. You know, they haven't full court pressed all season just because of the lack of depth. And they'll have a day off if they win this one. Might as well let it all hang out here.
Well, I mean, let's remind everyone, though, they're still losing.
Right.
I mean, A&M is still down by a point, 36.2 seconds left. The momentum is swung way into the favor of A&M at the moment, but Penn does have the lead. Let's see if the Quakers can score on this next possession. Again, we've not given any indication as to what the officials are taking a look at. It may be a clock situation.
Yeah, it could very well be clock.
At the moment, we've got 36.2 seconds left on the game clock, and it's a question now we're being told as to whether or not the shot clock started.
It's pivotal they get it right.
Our officials, Brian Hall, Julie Cromenhook, and Scott Osborne. Hall on the left, Cromenhook to the middle, and that was Osborne on the right. Gary Blair and the A&M Aggies trail by a point with 36.2 seconds left.
And she was deep with that shot. Player in her face. Look at the clock. It was tough to see.
Penn was up 52-35 at the end of the third quarter. So they are going to take 2 seconds off the game clock. Penn with a 1-point lead will have the ball, but will have to go the length of the floor.
And they've got to break the pressure here. Penn has got to break the pressure. And if they do, you know Texas is going to have to foul pretty quickly.
Again, Penn hasn't scored in almost 8.5 minutes. Leading by 1. Brzezowski lets it go. It's going to be A&M basketball.
That looked like the wrong call. From where we're sitting, that looked tipped. Let's see it again.
Brzezowski chasing it. She lets it go. She could have picked it up.
Yeah, but it looked tipped. I think they're going back to look at it.
See this one more time. We were getting an explanation for the last call by Scott Osborne.
And they're just reviewing this here.
So the ruling, as it stands, it's going to be A&M's basketball. Stepanovich arguing that it was last touch by A&M. That's why she let it go. Let's see.
Yeah, but she let it go here. She certainly, it was tipped from underneath. You see the hand comes through the middle of her arm. That's as far as my perspective.
Whose hand was it? What did you think?
A&M hand. That looked like it was Cooper's hand. That went in the middle, right in the middle. But I mean, we'll see what they call here.
Well, the last review went A&M's way.
I mean, Brzezowski could have picked the ball up, of course, but she didn't. She felt it was obviously not off.
The last time Penn trailed, A&M was up 6-4 to start the game. They still lead by 1. And the ball is going to stay with Texas A&M. Wow. The Aggies will get possession of this ball with 31.6 seconds left, trailing by a point, trying to deny Penn their first ever NCAA tournament win.
What a possession.
Williams, who just made the 3. Nice pass. Hillsman gives A&M their first lead since 6-4. And a timeout taken by Penn with 19.1 left.
What crazy grit by this A&M team to come all the way back, force that turnover, and then penetration and pitch game. A beautiful dish off from Danny Williams, who has stepped up big time here down the stretch.
Hillsman has 27 points tonight to lead all scorers. She was there for A&M when no one else was scoring. And A&M now has a 1-point lead with 19 seconds left. Take us into the huddles, Julianne.
Wow, what a possession for Texas A&M. In this situation, you've got to be able to defend. You can't foul because you don't want to put Penn at the line here. Now, 5 fouls. Both teams have 5 fouls, so that's two free throws. Don't foul. It's straight up defense for Texas A&M. They've got to get a stop. Penn, they've got to run something. They've got plenty of time to score and draw up a quick hitter. They only needed 2.
No team in NCAA tournament history has ever come from 21 down and won. This would be an NCAA tournament record if A&M can hang on. 19 seconds left. The basketball will belong to Penn.
8.5 minutes. Over that, Penn has not scored.
Stolen away by Lumpkin. And Williams is fouled with 15.9 left. She'll go to the free throw line. Williams is an 82% free throw shooter.
It's so unfortunate for Penn. I mean, they choked down the stretch. This fourth quarter, they just couldn't finish it.
Again, the last lead for A&M was 6-4 to start the game. This would be an NCAA tournament record if they can win this game. They've come from as many as 21 down. No team's ever done that in this tournament. And Williams nails the first.
But what a performance. I mean, this was such a gritty gut check of a game for this team. It was a toughness factor. And Gary Blair, you got to give him so much credit as a coach. He coached them back into this one. And we thought, hey, we thought for the longest time this was certainly going to be Penn's game.
The lead is 3. Timeout, Texas A&M. The Aggies' final timeout. A&M is on a 25-1 run and on the verge of making NCAA tournament history.
25-1 run in the last 8 minutes. Penn gets the last possession here, or the possession here. They still have time, but they have not been able to break Texas A&M's pressure. They haven't been able to get it over half court to even draw up a play the fourth quarter.
All right, if you're Penn, you're down by 3, 15.9 left. Are you going for 3 no matter what?
You know what, that's the big question mark. I say yes because they have such a good three-point shooting team. Go for the 3. Drop a foul or drop a play for that, but you can have a play drawn up with 2 options. If you don't have the 3, have an option for a 2. Get it inside to Stepanovic or Woketty and hope that you get an and-one situation. If you make the shot, you foul immediately because it would be a 1-point game. You don't necessarily need the 3.
Penn has made 7 3-pointers, but is just 2 of 10 this half.
Well, listen, if they've got a player like Chambers who gets it and she's open, or Beth Brozakowski gets it, and take it.
But just mentally, Julianne, this has got to be
such
a struggle for Penn.
Yep, big time.
I mean, you're fighting so many voices in your head right now, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, big time struggle. You're up the whole game. You played the game of your life, and then you choke in the fourth quarter.
Chambers will bring it up. A 3 will tie.
And they have the double staggered.
Brzezowski short. Chambers will run back out. And a timeout taken by Penn.
They tried to run the play.
And I don't think they have a timeout. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't think it was a foul.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's a foul called.
And she's going
foul
to the line.
Foul is on Lumpkin.
Yeah.
And so Lumpkin puts Chambers on the free throw line.
And not a bad foul. I mean, you foul here and you can only make 2. There's the reaching foul. Probably a smart foul because then you don't give up a 3.
Chambers, a 72% free throw shooter. Do you make both of these? What do you do here? Do you try to miss this one?
I think that you can try to miss. It's risky, but you can try to miss, especially with the 2 players. A&M has got the inside here. It's going to be difficult if you miss it. You've got to be there. But I think she'll make it.
The lead is 1 for A&M. A&M will have the ball up by a point, 3.6 seconds. Hillsman throws it down to Howard. And Howard is fouled immediately with 0.3 of a second left by Brzezowski.
They took too long to foul.
Texas A&M is on the verge of NCAA tournament history. No team has ever come from 21 points down and won the game.
Now that is some hustle and heart right there by A&M. They just wanted it more in the fourth quarter.
Boy, if Gary Blair teared up when he talked about this team yesterday, what's he going to be like after this game?
Oh, my goodness.
He's going to cry for
proud.
hours.
Yep, he will be proud of this team. He said, nobody expected us to get where we are.
They were picked to finish 8th in the preseason SEC poll.
And that says a lot for a team that's this is their 12th consecutive NCAA tournament appearance. So they lost a lot of players last year.
I mean, he's used to doing this, though. When Gary Blair made their Final Four, they were a number 9 seed, which was the lowest seed to ever make a Final Four. Gary Blair, of course, took this team to the NCAA championship, won the title in 2011, but this was supposed to be a rebuilding year for the Aggies. They were down by 21 points.
A rebuilding year, schmilding year. They certainly did more than they thought they would do. I mean, Courtney Walker, Jordan Jones, Courtney Williams all departed A&M, and that was why they were preseason number 8. And then you get Curtis Knox, you get Kyla Hillsman and Danny Williams that had just stepped up. They tripled their averages basically. And then Howard came on strong as a sophomore. So what a team effort it's been for Gary Blair. He's gotten the most out of his players.
At the start of the fourth quarter, the Aggies were down 52-35. It will be 2 shots now for Howard with 0.3 of a second left.
Hey, Corey Close is sitting next to us. You wonder what she's thinking right now, which team she'd rather play. I think A&M is probably a better matchup in terms of athleticism.
Athleticism has not been a problem for Howard. 16 rebounds tonight. She's 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 3 for 3. 0.3 of a second left. Everyone wants to know, could Penn get a shot off?
No, I don't think they're going to be able to. They can advance the ball, though.
Howard misses everything. So 0.3 of a second left, and Penn could win this with a long-range 3. Woketti, no good, and Texas A&M has made NCAA tournament history. The first team to come from 21 down and win, and Gary Blair embracing Mike McLaughlin at half court, consoling him. What an effort by the Quakers, just coming up short of their first NCAA tournament victory. So the Seeds move on. UCLA will take on Texas A&M here Monday.
What a performance, though, by A&M. Came from being down by 21 points and came out on top. That fourth quarter was unbelievable.
Texas A&M puts itself in the history books, adding one more chapter to the illustrious career of Gary Blair.